Hi, and welcome to another episode of the I Hate Cooking Show. I'm your host, Meaty. This is my kitchen, and I hate cooking. I'm here today with Evan Soloman, and we're going to be making
the Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits. They're pre-made, to be honest, because we hate cooking. And you essentially, you flatten it, put whatever you want in there, and then you bake it. So usually I use regular meatballs, but today we're using Impossible meatballs. We're putting some tomato sauce in there and a little bit of cheese, and then we bake it, and there you go. That's the magic right there.
Okay, so we can get started.
Yeah.
I'll start with this, right?
Yeah, so the way it opens.
So why did you pick this recipe?
Okay, so one of my good friends, he has made these every year for Friendsgiving, and it's just like a recipe I knew, so I went with it because of that. And yeah, I figured it was something that I'm pretty familiar with because I've made it a few times.
Whoa. That's pretty dope.
So it says to heat the oven to 375.
There's literally chunks of butter in here.
Ooh.
Wow.
Tasty.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you just take them, mash them down. So put one in the middle.
Okay. Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
You want to try?
Tell me when.
Yeah, when. And then you just make it.
Okay.
Like that.
Wow.
As a little backstory, so I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't have like my friend loves putting mozzarella cheese on there. I can't have mozzarella cheese, but what I can have is I can have any aged cheese, because it doesn't have a lot of lactose in it.
Interesting.
So that's why we go Parmesan cheese can work, Swiss cheese can work, provolone cheese. I think pepper jack also. Those are all aged cheeses.
I had no idea that aged cheese was something that you can eat if you have lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
I thought it was all cheeses were off limits.
Aged cheeses are fine. Although it's kind of funny that we have cheese in general, because if you think about it, it's just rotten milk, and it's milk that's rotted for weeks. Would you want rotten milk? No. But would you want rotting milk that's been out for weeks? Apparently, yes.
So where'd you grow up?
I grew up out on Long Island.
Okay.
Right on the border with Queens. It's Great Neck, but my parents aren't actually in Great Neck proper itself. It's technically North Hempstead, but it's in the same school district as Great Neck, so my parents wanted that
Smart.
sweet. Yeah.
You lived a pretty chill life.
I guess. What
got you into comedy?
I like being a goon. Well, to be honest, I grew up. It's funny because I grew up.
That was the least goon way of saying it.
So
I enjoy being a goon most thoroughly.
I'd always had an interest in comedy, but I didn't really take it seriously until in my early 20s. I hated my job, and I was with my friend, and we were trying to figure out a bunch of different ways to be more creative. We went with comedy because we don't have to rely on anybody else. Essentially, it's just us, And that was back in 2018.
Okay. How old are you?
33.
Okay.
We started at the Creek and Cave, which isn't even in New York anymore.
Yeah. Where is it? It's in Austin, right?
Yeah, it's in Austin.
What are your goals with comedy?
I don't have a specific goal with comedy other than to be able to be a good comedian, I guess. But I do have my overall goal. I would love to be a motivational speaker.
What? Tony Robbins type shit?
Not like Tony Robbins, a little bit like Tony Robbins, I guess, but he's a little bit. I mean, he's actually good. I've done it. I've seen a few of his talks, or whatever. Something along those lines, but I guess kind of like Tony Robbins.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, where'd that come from?
I want to make the world a better place, and I feel the best way to do that is to help people become better people. Because the world is made up of people, and you start from the ground up.
But wouldn't that be providing therapy?
Well, yes, it's a form of therapy. I've done a lot of therapy, and this is what I've realized. therapy is very good at being able to make you understand how you're feeling and what you're going through. But it doesn't always really give you any solutions on what to do about it. They're never going to be like, quit being a bitch and just get things done. Whereas like a motivational speaker will just like, they're not going to say like, stop being a bitch. Well, maybe they would, but I would never do that way. But it's more like, this is what you should be doing, and this is how you're going to make yourself a little bit better. Don't lose faith in yourself, because I honestly feel like in the world, and especially in our country, like we've lost faith in ourselves in a lot of ways. And I feel like that trickles up, like to the rest of like to like the government, to society. Like I feel like when we lose faith in ourselves, we lose faith in each other. And when we lose faith in each other, the society crumbles.
I'm still waiting for shit to trickle down.
That's the thing; it doesn't trickle down. No, it trickles up.
Why would I trickle anything up to them?
They take it.
That's all they do is they take.
Exactly. So trickle up is always how it goes.
No, I'm not trickling anything up.
You've already trickled it all up. That's why. It's all gone.
It is gone.
I don't think you're done.
Sometimes it's nice to have faith, but it's also like, who is any of this for? Sometimes
it should be for ourselves, like for the society as a whole.
I get that, but it's like when you think about it, there's people who are like vultures who seek to leech off, it's like it is for the greater good, but there's a lot of people who just want to make money off of other people.
Yeah. And I think that it's more than that. Like, so the way I see it is that there's a lot of people out there that they just want to make money just to survive, and that's fine. But there's also a lot of people that like money is actually also a status symbol. So they don't want to make money to just survive and get by. They want to make money so that they can look down at everybody else and be like, see those people? I'm way better than them. That's the problem. I think that we a lot of times value ourselves based off other people, when the only, like the way I see it is the only person you should be jealous of is your future self. They have everything going for them. Look at that. Like, it's disgusting. I hate it.
I get
you know what
that.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because we look at other people. What we really do is we look at other people and
I never look at poor people like that, though.
Well, that's good. You shouldn't. But a lot of people do.
It's also because I've been one of those people at the bottom.
Right.
So I just
But do you look
understand.
at people above you? Like, do you look at people at the top and be like, what the like, look at how much they have. Look at how much they take advantage. Like, not take advantage, but look at all the advantages that they have.
I think it depends on how they behave through that. Yeah.
So that's a good way that I see it too. It's like, how do you treat other people? How do you treat people below you? Because you have nothing really to gain from doing that.
That's true.
The way I see it is that trust is earned, but respect is given. I don't know who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. I'm going to give you respect until you lose it. Because you don't know their story. They may be doing something that you think is really stupid and damaging to themselves, or to maybe even other people, but you don't 100% know where they're coming from, and sometimes it's not fair to judge somebody before you really know the full story. And I think that we tend to do that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So this is the type of stuff that I feel like if we, as a society, were better with this type of stuff, a lot of things would go better. This isn't fun. I'm sorry, guys. You should see my comedy. My comedy is funny. Remember that comment I made about the cheese? Ha 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 ha.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, what I find fascinating is your perspective, considering like the life that you grew up with, right?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Was it your parents that like taught you that, or is it just?
Yeah, in a lot of ways it is. Like my dad doesn't like any sport really. He always raised me on like politics. Like he was like, you should focus on this because this is actually going to affect your life. And we're not athletic, so don't worry about that. But worry on your brain, because your brain is going to be your superpower. And he's right. He instilled a bunch of values in me, like treat people with respect, care about other people, care about yourself. Don't jump to conclusions about different people. Try and look at something in a holistic way. So this is something that relates to like stoicism, where it's like caving to the passions, like which is like your negative emotions, like your jealousy and greed and pride and anger and stuff like that. And like don't like try and look at the fact and don't try and lean towards the emotion. And be very careful with how you feel, because your feelings can lead you astray. And a lot of times they do.
It's also like a lot of people know that, but they don't act on it.
They don't act on it. Because it's hard to see. You get to a certain point where you're just so used to that feeling that you just take it as just a given. And it just becomes a habit. We're creatures of habit.
How would someone get out of it?
This is something that therapy is very good with, right? Where it's like understanding what your emotions mean and where they come from. You got to lay the foundation, right? So the way you treat yourself is eventually going to be the way that you treat others around you. And you say a lot of negative things to yourself, like, this sucks, I hate this, blah, 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 blah. You start saying that about other people. You don't realize it at first, but it starts to drip into how you talk about other people and talk to other people. So the way you fix it is you got to lay the foundation first. You start treating yourself well, don't be so hard on yourself. Maybe you made a mistake. That's okay. People make mistakes. It's not about the mistake you make. It's how you respond to it. In a lot of once you lay a good foundation, then you start building on it.
I feel
don't take yourself so seriously. The way I see it is that all your emotions actually have their value, and they actually, even the negative ones, anger, jealousy, pride, greed, they all have there's a reason you have them, and there is an actual real value to them. It's just that we a lot of times get lost in it and start doing bad things.
How does that work for greed though? But like what if you're like a millionaire and then there's greed and then it's just never ending? Like what if Jeff Bezos is like super greedy?
Probably is. Yeah. Same with I shouldn't say his name because we may get censored, but the guy from South Africa. Oh wait, I think this is done.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. Should we turn this on?
Yeah. Maybe keep the oven open a little bit.
Okay.
Should I pull them out?
You can.
Yeah.
Just leave them on the counter and let them.
But yeah, what were you saying?
He's a great example of where you let insecurities get the best of him. It's not even really the money that he wants, it's the status that he wants. He wants to be like, I am so good, look at all of the stuff that I have. And and I'm so good because I'm such a hard worker. I do 7 days of work where he ends up getting so caught up in the idea of being so successful that he can never really be happy. Because what do you do when you're really at the top? Where do you go from there?
You help people.
That's
you
a
look
good idea.
around and you say, "Oh, look at that mess. Let me do something about it."
Right. A lot of problems with our system is that we just reward if you have a lot of money. It's there's a lot of rich people that made a lot of mistakes and they're still okay. There are a lot of people that don't have a lot of money because they just got really unlucky. Something happened that was really out of their control, and it devastated them. Another one of the problems with the system is that when you get to a certain point, you can be a complete F up, and it doesn't matter because you are held up by the position that you already have.
Like Trump.
Exactly. In 2024, he was he owed people $500 million, and then it didn't even matter. He won the election, and then it didn't matter. Doesn't matter. Somebody else paid for it. That's the problem with the system. I definitely like the idea where if you work hard or you do something really well, you can raise up. But the problem is that the people at that level, if you have one small screw up, it can screw everything over. And the people that are at another level, they can have a ton of screw-ups, and it does not matter.
It's so true. It's a fucked up system.
It is.
Well,
it is.
How would you motivate someone who does not want to go to therapy to go to therapy?
I can't just say go to therapy, right? First question I would ask them is what do you want? What do you actually want? And you think it's an easy question, right? But it's actually not. What do you want? So what you're really getting at is that you want peace of mind, right? So this is what I would ask somebody. They'll be okay, so let's say they're you, and okay, so you want peace of mind. How do you get that peace of mind? Money isn't going to solve all your problems, right? So how do you get that peace of mind? You got to know where you're at, right? You got to know where you're at right now. And you got to, a lot of times you need an outside perspective to know exactly where you're at, because we lie to ourselves all the time. And a lot of times they're little lies. And a lot of times a lie can actually help you. It gives you confidence for you to be able to start doing something, and then maybe you can succeed, and then you build off the success, right? But a lot of times we end up lying to ourselves, and we get so lost in the lie that we forget where we're really at. And that's something you your original question is, how do you get somebody to go to therapy? It's you want to know where you're really at. You want to know where you're at right in this moment. You don't have to go to therapy forever.
How do people know where they're at?
Well, that's what therapy would be for.
I was not expecting
this kind of conversation. Yeah, I wasn't either. I wanted to promote my comedy. This is not where I was expecting to go with this.
Well, what do you want to promote about your comedy?
So I have a show. Me and my co-producer Phil, who should be on the show soon also. So we produce comedy shows. It's called the LMAO show, and we have it's a traveling show. So we have a bunch of different locations, and we get a string of comedians like Meaty here.
Yes.
And we put on nice comedy shows all through Queens and Manhattan. And we're going to be moving into Brooklyn, too.
That's fucking dope.
It's in there.
This is it looks like a Hot Pocket.
It does.
I don't know if the meatball is cooked.
I don't know. This is good. What do you think? It is like a Hot Pocket, you're right.
So there you have it, guys. another episode of the I Hate Cooking Show.
Yeah.
I'll link your IG in the description.
Sounds good.
Be sure to give them a follow. And thank you for watching.